Here we are on to number 4 in our quest to explore where the president fits into Saul Alinsky's 12 rules for radicals. Rule number 4, make the enemy live up to its own set of rules. We all know that conservatives live and breathe for principles of capitalism and competition in the market. One of those markets just happens to be broadcasting. Broadcasting is under the current jurisdiction of the FCC, which is now run by its new diversity chief, Mark Lloyd. Mark Lloyd has several goals that the FCC is now striving to obtain. But what are the real goals of Mark Lloyd? Let's take a look.
His plan is to use the nebulous FCC regulations of media diversity and localism to travel alternate routes to arrive at the same destination as the Fairness Doctrine, which is to shut you up by shutting you down. He wants to assault the radio industry to effect an ideological outcome. As we discussed a week ago, he wants to charge you dollar for dollar your 100% operating costs for the year. Then he wants to fine you if you aren't meeting his on top of that, if you're not meeting his definition of media diversity and localism. Working with the diversity panel, the diversity committee at the FCC, which has 31 groups on it, and none of them are conservative. So there's certainly no ideological diversity on the diversity committee. What he wants to do is he wants to set up 8 pods around the country of FCC boards and CPB boards, Corporation for Public Broadcasting boards, and he wants them to regulate political advertising and commentary, number of commercials these stations run, and ratings information about programs before they are broadcast. So basically he wants to take over regulation of the entire operation of radio and television stations.
Lloyd is a senior fellow at the Center for American Progress, which is a liberal version of the Heritage Foundation. The center has been declared by Time magazine as the most influential group in Washington at this moment in history. It was criticized for its 2007 report entitled The Structural Imbalance of Political Talk Radio, and it made suggestions on how to implant the progressive message into conservative talk radio. It was consistently featured by progressives on the Air America Radio Network. The Air America Radio Network, you ask? What's that? It isn't surprising if you don't know, considering they filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in 2006. Air America is the radio station for the left, spewing hate for all things conservative. And you know what? It turns out that Americans don't want to listen to the lies and immoral values preached by liberals on the airwaves. Liberals like Rachel Maddow, Ron Reagan, and Al Franken. You know, it's kind of funny, really, because Americans don't like watching them on TV either, with their networks faring considerably worse than their conservative counterparts. So what's the big deal? I mean, it seems the president is all about competition in the media, right? Well, let's listen, in his own words, to a little snippet on the mindset of Mark Lloyd.
In Venezuela, which has really an incredible revolution, democratic revolution, to begin to put in place things that were going to have an impact on the people in Venezuela. The property owners and the folks who were then controlling the media in Venezuela rebelled, worked frankly with folks here in the U.S. government, worked to oust him, but he came back in another revolution, and then Chavez began to take very seriously media in this country.
Did he actually say that the Chavez Revolution was beautiful? What's this guy all about? I'll tell you what he's about, spreading the left's message on the right's airwaves. Imagine tuning in to Fox News Radio and hearing Rachel Maddow or Chris Matthews. That's what these people want. They know they can trick Americans into this type of fairness by waving the conservatives' banner of competition and free markets. In reality, it's just a ploy into forcing the American people to listen to an opposing viewpoint, whether they want to or not. And I think we can call rule number 4 a wrap. Tune in next time for Liar Liar's 12 Days of Radicals.